There's been plenty of time for reflection in the Proteas camp since Lakshan Sandakan took the final wicket of the first test in goal. Within 3 days, the game was over, the Proteas well beaten. While the bowlers did their bit, it was the batsmen that couldn't come to terms with the Sri Lankan webmen. Batting coach Del Beckenstein says there's no alarm within the camp ahead of the second test.
We've been here before. We do tend to start pretty slowly, and a few of the series we've had since I've been involved. Obviously batting has got a lot to do with confidence. Guys have been out of playing test cricket for a few months, and I think a combination of that and obviously the conditions over here and a pretty decent Sri Lankan spin attack led to a pretty disappointing performance from our point of view. Yeah.
It is then, according to Beckenstein, the mental approach that needs to change ahead of the second test in Colombo.
Yeah, I think we try and do all the thinking while we were preparing. I think the threat is when the thinking starts to go into the match and you start overthinking and you've got too much in your own head. So we've addressed that a few times. Obviously there's a few players that haven't played here before, so you start to think that there's probably a bit more than what there is actually out there. So we hopefully we've had a bit of a tough start, but we have been renowned to come back pretty well, and we've got another chance to obviously sort that out and clear the minds a bit. The one good thing is the guys practice really hard, but I think it's just trying to trust that in the middle and trust your own instincts, and hopefully that can make a difference in the next test.
Yeah, obviously not the ideal start for the team, but I think one thing that makes us really good is our ability to bounce back. We obviously start series quite slowly and build it up from there, and who knows, it's all to play for in this last test match. Hopefully we can salvage the draw, which is as good as winning in a subcontinent. It's really tough conditions that we're not exposed to, but we're obviously looking forward to the challenge that lies ahead.
South Africa were tormented by a spin and goal. The batting lineup would have already known what was coming when from day one the ball was gripping and turning. Tabraiz Shamsi and Keshav Maharaj were in fine nick as well for the tourists, the spinners picking up 4 wickets each in the match, all 4 of Maharaj's scalps coming in the second innings.
For me personally, I just like to bowl excessively. I think the more I bowl, the better it becomes. I think a spinner, the feel of the ball in his hand is really important, and sort of stick to the simple things that have sort of worked for me over the past few years and sort of replicate it and build it from there. Yeah, obviously there's no substitute for hard work. The boys have really put in a lot of hard work building up to this test series, and obviously when we arrived in Sri Lanka in preparations for this test. But unfortunately we missed a day of practice today due to the weather, but for the next 2 days before the second test we're going to be working as hard and obviously trying to correct our errors but build on the positives from the previous match.